Morning, it's Patsy. It's a bright day today, really windy though. It was really windy overnight. Didn't get a great deal of sleep because the wind kept waking me up. So it's a bit on the old breezy side out there still and a bit chilly. Um, Today I start my new medication for my eyes that I'm hoping is going to work. I've been saying for the last 10 weeks or whatever it has been that the problem with my eyes was caused by the dry eye. Yet it was nowhere near as bad or having as much trouble with them until I went to the opticians about getting glasses, and they put me on these drops. And while I was on these drops, I knew that they wasn't helping, but they kept telling me to persist, and my eyes actually felt like they got worse on them. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I've been struggling for the last 3 weeks with different dry eye treatment that they've been giving me, but nothing has been working. I went to a different doctor Monday, and he thinks it's more likely to be allergy based and allergic to something, something either what's gone in my eyes or something in the air or whatever. Yeah, but he thinks it's probably more to do with allergies. So I've eventually got the drops come today because the chemist didn't have any. So I started with those today, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that these will help, and it is something that's allergic rather than anything else, and that this will clear them up. So here's hoping. But anyway, I've come on today to show you some different decks of cards that I use that are not tarot or oracle. They're my Lenormand decks and my Kipper decks. I haven't got a great many of them because I tend to use the same ones, but I'm starting to get more and more interested in both of these types, so the chances are, yeah, I shall get more. And in fact, I have got another Lenormand coming tomorrow, Under the Roses Lenormand, which I've got coming tomorrow. That's on order. So the first one that I actually bought, well, no, actually, the first one I bought was called Easy Lenormand. It was in a blue box, but I gave that to my daughter to learn. But this is the first deck that I got after that one, and this is the Gilded Reverie Lenormand by I think it's US Game System, and it's Kiro Manchetti. Is that how you say his name? You get your little white book, but it's got enough information in there for each card. And they've got a few card spreads in there, and fortune telling day spread and all different ones in there. So it comes in a nice little sturdy box with the clip. So it comes in that little nice box. That's the back of them. Even though that's smoother, is that better? And then you get cards like your fish, yeah, and the sun, bear, your house, the anchor, the woman, sky, your mail, it's the key, letter, the book, the child, bouquet, the mice, clover, ship, the cross, oh, it's not very, birds, stork. So they're the kind, that's the kind of images that come with this deck. And you do get it's a 48-page booklet with this one, and you get your 36 cards of all the main Lenormand imagery. So I couldn't think of the word I was looking for there. The Lenormand imagery. They're quite easy to, when you know, because with Lenormand you need to know as you pull a card, sort of, you know, you need to know straight away what it is, because it's all done, for those who don't read Lenormand. Each card, like the storks, will have its own keywords, the birds will have its own keywords, the cross will have its own keywords, and it's putting these words together to form like the reading, depending on where they're set out and whether they're in front and where they are in the positioning, and etc, etc. But you need to be able to look straight at the card and say, oh yeah, that's the ship, yeah, that's the clover, yeah, that's the rider, yeah, that's the mice, straight away. So straight away your brain ties it all in together. So you need the images to be really clear, and you don't want to be looking for a tiny image amongst a load of other stuff on the card what has no relevance at all to the actual meaning. So it's quite a nice little deck and very clear. It's got gold edge in there. The only thing is this is slightly large for a Lenormand. Lenormand is normally smaller than this, because if you do the Grand Tableau you're actually putting out 36 cards, and these cards are quite big to lay out all 36. But I do use these for the smaller spreads. So it's a nice little deck in that I use that one quite often when I do a Lenormand, and they have been really accurate. So the other Lenormand that I've got is the Celtic Lenormand. Okay, the Celtic Lenormand. And this is US games, and it's just in a flip top box. You get a good book with this one, and the cards are a lot smaller. Cards are a lot smaller. That's the back of them. So this is a better size to be able to use to, you know, if you wanted to lay. To give you an idea, let me just grab these ones out again. Oh, seconds. Okay, so put them together. As you can see, the Gilded Reverie ones are, let me just do one at a time. It might be easier, mightn't it? Oh, now they've gone everywhere. But yeah, so as you can see, the Gilded Reverie are a lot larger and a lot wider. So like I said, when you're actually putting out a spread, they are quite large to put out 36 cards in a Lenormand Grand Tableau. But like I said, they are fine for smaller spreads. So again, this is the kind of images that we get with the Celtic one. That's the rider. Okay, that's the bouquet. That's the scythe and broom. That's the house. So even though I love this one, that's the letter. I do love this one, but it's not the images, if you can see, because again, like I said, you've got so much else going on in the image to what the actual you see, that's child, what the actual card is. Like that is book, you can make that one out, but then you get others, that's pathways, you get others, the dog is the dog, birds, woman. See, now there is this one. There's so much going on in that image to know when you look straight at it what it is. Do you know what I mean? Oh, that's the wrong way round. And this one is this coffin. Clouds. Stalk. So some of them, it's the cross. Some of them are quite, you know, that's clear, but some of them are not so clear. So it's not as easy to use this one as it is, or I don't find so anyway. I don't find it's as easy to get quick, snap, clear keywords from these cards as I do these ones. But that could just be me, but I do find that they're not. With this one as well, you do get extra cards, so you can actually choose. So you get two women, so you can choose. That's the spare woman here, and you get 2 riders, and again you choose which rider you want. 2 child cards, that's the other child. You get different bird card there, and you get different snake cards, different male cards, and the different tree card. So you can choose which ones you want. They're the spare ones that I don't have in my selections in this little pile here. That's the snake that I use, because it's a bit dark, isn't it? Oh, there we go. That's the snake I use because I like how that's shedding its skin. Which one do I? No, okay. Oh, and that's the tree that I use. So, and that's the male I use. So again, you know, you have got the choice there to use different ones. But like I said, these were better size, and these are by Will Worthing and Chloe McCracken, and they are lovely images, but I just struggled to not all of the cards. I mean, some of the cards are pretty, yeah, I know, but then other cards is really difficult to quite sort of find that image of what I'm looking at. And with Lenormand, I like to be straight off rather than, oh, what's that one again? So it doesn't get used that often, but I do love to look at it. And if I'm only doing it for myself, it doesn't matter because I can take the time to see what I'm looking at. So it really doesn't matter then. But for bigger, like I say, grand tableaus and stuff like that, you really need to have that straight away rather than looking for it. So this is why I ordered Under the Roses, which comes tomorrow, because that's the size of these ones, but with clear images as well. So I'll see how I get on with those. So that's my 2 Lenormands that I've got at the minute, 3rd one on the way. And the other thing that I have is Kipper cards. Now I started learning Kipper cards. I brought my first deck and I can't find them nowhere. I have no idea where they've gone. No idea at all. I know we decorated the living room and the hallway, and all my cards was in there, and put them all off the shelf into like a big bucket while we moved everything decorated, and then everything got put back on the shelf, but except these cards. Don't know where they went. And I just love them as well, so I'm going to have to buy them again. So the first deck that I've got, I haven't got, because like I said, they've done a runner. So no idea where they went off to. But yeah, Kipper. I do love to read with Kipper. Kipper again is a different, I'll show you the original Kipper ones I learn with. There's more people in Kipper than you get in Lenormand, and they read differently, though they can also have their similarities. So this is one of the original decks, well, a copy of the original deck. It's not an original, it's a copy, but it's German. So I've had to write in the borders what it is in English, like this is the child. Oh, sorry, the gift. That's the gift. See, this is what I mean. If I'd looked at that, because of the Lenormand, I'd have gone child, but it's not his gift. Then we have the military person. We have work, the card for work card. We have the main man. A house. Short illness. Change. And the thing with good outcome, the thing with Kipper cards as well, they go on direction as well, the journey. So you would take the card what's sort of below here and above here to say this is the sort of the path that you're going on, the journey that you're taking, because that's the way the card's going. It's all to do with directions, the Kipper cards. So this is court officer. This is his thoughts. This is sudden wealth, despair, thief, and again directions. What is this side of the card and what is this side of the card is what is being stolen from you, sort of thing. Gloomy thoughts, sad news, prison, convene or courtship, and again it'll depend on what cards are either side. The good gentleman, the good lady. These have lots more people in these ones. Unexpected money, the main woman, who goes of course with the main man there, so it depends if you're a man or a female who you're reading for. The long way, and again there's your a pathway there, and if you get this card it's usually said it's about 2 years. You'll be waiting 2 years for whatever's here to get to there. Then we have the rich girl, that's the child. We have letter, we have the court, we have marriage, we have living room, high honours, hope and great water, great fortune, false person, the coffin, the rich man, and the expectation. So that's one of like the original, what they would have been in 18, I can't remember the year, 18 whatever. That's the back, they're just like little playing cards. So that's what I learned the Kippur with, these ones, because they've got all the right directions and everything to learn how it was originally. And the way I learned, oh excuse me, was I bought the this book. It's by Tony Poole, I think her name is, but she is the card geek anyway. She's on Facebook and she's on YouTube. She has her own website and she does her classes and all the rest of it. But this is the Card Geek's Guide to Kippur cards, and she is brilliant. I mean, she is brilliant. If you watch her as she reads, but this book is so informative, so informative. This is like, say, the card 20 expectation. You get everything you need. You get the symbols and if it's sitting here, what it means, and the advice and how the way the timing of the card. If it sits here, how it means to this, and then it sort of, it goes really, really deep. And she does that with every single card. Every single card she does that with. So you get that with all the cards. You get at the start, she explains how Kippers worked, and you get like the index. She explains how my phone went. So yeah, so she explains how it's different to the Lenormand. Chapter 2 is the Kipper story. Explains how, you know, the Kipper, about the Kipper cards. Chapter 3 is where to start, and chapter 4 is explaining the cards, the deck, the cards, etc. And then she's got a page there with just the keywords. So card 1, the main character, is the querent if male. The main character 2 is the querent if female. 3, marriage, is marriage connection. 4, convene, is togetherness or social. And she goes through like all the cards. Theft is loss, court is justice, military person is discipline, authority. So she goes through a quick key list of the cards. She then does directional clues, how you use it, directions, and movement cards, which cards are stop cards, which cards are movement cards, connector cards, and then she just, oh look, then it goes into the cards. Like I said, she's very in depth with every single card. Then at the back she goes into spreads, advanced spreads, and it's all very detailed, all very it's very detailed, and she is very good at explaining how it all works. and how it's all put together. So this is an excellent book, and if it is something that you're thinking of learning the Kipper, then I would, and you know, no doubt, say this book is probably the best one you can get to learn Kipper. She also teaches Lenormand, and I don't know if she has a book on Lenormand. I know she has Facebook and that where she teaches, and she does classes for Lenormand. There may well be a book on Lenormand. I'll have to check that, because like I said, the way she explains the Kipper cards is excellent, and I found really useful. I'm about halfway through the book at the minute, so I have a bit further to go, but you have to excuse me, that's my dog. It's one of those days today. That was the door going and the dog barking, or the puppy I should say. So yeah, so this is, like I said, she has got a website, www.thecardgeek.co.uk, but you can find her on YouTube under The Card Geek, and you can find her on Facebook. She is the founder of the World Divination Association and teacher of cartomancy. Shares her gift of card reading with students around the world. Tony lends her practical and no-nonsense approach to reading and shares with you the science of the Kipper system. This is the first book in English to share the Kipper secrets that have been hidden in Bavaria for over 2 centuries. So there we go. So if you're interested in learning the Kipper, then this I would recommend, and the original cards are the best to have, because like I said, Kipper is all about directions and whatever, and the way she teaches is with through the original decks. So yeah, so that's the Kipper. So that's the Lenormand and the Kipper. I did, like I say, I'd have another Kipper, but I lost them. I don't know where they're gone. Now the other ones that I bought, and I just can't get on with these, but the Sibilla deck, the Gypsy Oracle cards. Now these are very similar to, I suppose they're very similar to the Kipper, I suppose. But you get a little book, not a great deal, because I think, you know, it's a tiny little book with little, you know, and you can see how thin it is, so you know you don't get a lot. And I have seen, I can't think, I've seen some people showing you how to use these. And I have had to go with them, but I don't know. I prefer the Kipper and the Lenormand to these ones. That one is, what's that say? Wedding. This one is Messenger. Servant. Death. Love. Constancy. You see how some of the, you know, cards just don't make much sense. Faithfulness, you know. What's this one? Lover. Soldier. What's that one? Prison. Hope. Surprise. Despair. So you get some, that's a nice card. Connection. Some of the cards are very similar to the ones that you get in Kipper, then there's sort of, there's more to them. Misfortune. Pleasure seekers. Joy. What's that one? Falseness. House. Room. Again, the house and the room, they come from, you know, like the Kipper. And this one's got the Doctor. Sweetheart. Waiting. Cheerfulness. Joyfulness. What's that one? Can't see much size. I should really put my other glasses on, because this one is a bit smaller. Widower. Gift. Service. Malady. Enemy. Journey. Friendly. Merchant. Lord. You know, I just see. I just don't know how some of these fit into today's melancholy. Like Lord and, you know, child, thoughtfulness, marry, reunion, consolation, letter, scholar. So some of them I can understand, sorrow, but then there's other, wife, priest. I mean, you know, thought, friend, young woman, fortune, old woman. So that's all the cards that you get in there, and I just haven't worked out. I mean, I can see how they, you know, they would work very similar to the Kippur style reading, and that's why I got them. But it's all these ones like servant, priest, and old lord and things like that. I'm not quite sure where they fit in today and how you would read them in today's society. So it's just something I've got to get my head around. I won't give up on them because, like I said, I do like the Kipper style divination and the Lenormand style, and this is very similar. I'm sure, I can't think what his name is, but I'm sure he had some walkthrough videos. I can't think what his name is now. Oh, he's got a lovely voice and I can't think of his name. But I'm sure he did a couple of readings using these cards, and he did explain how he does it. Maybe I should need to go and find them and put them on again and see what he says to sort of how to read them. Because like I said, I just can't get my head around some of the cards, you know, unless I take those cards out, but then it's not the full system, and I don't like to do that either. So it's just going to be one of those things I'm just going to have to get used to, I suppose. But yeah, so I just wanted to pop on and show you some of my different types of cards that I do like to use, as well as the tarot and the oracle. And Kipper and Lenormand are so straight to the point. I like their they're very good for fortune telling as well, but I like their the way that they just give you the message, whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's bang, 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 there's your message, this is what's going to happen, sort of thing. So there's no messing about with them, so I quite like that system. So if any of you do read any of those, especially the Gypsy oracle, the Sibilla, I'd be interested how you get on with all these different cards. What really don't make much sense in today's age. So thanks for watching, and sorry about keep being disturbed today. It's just one of those days, and I will speak to you tomorrow or the next day. See you soon. Bye.